Hi everyone. Today's topic is how to debug in Visual Studio. So this is our today's topic: how to do debugging in Visual Studio. Okay. So first of all, understand what is debugging in Visual Studio or any programming language. So you can say debugging is a process to execute your code step by step to fix errors or failures in your code. Okay, let's take one example. Let's suppose you are having one application in which you are performing some operations. Okay, let me take one example, very basic example. Let's suppose you are having some calculator application. Okay, in which you are performing some mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. Now you get one method to add two numbers. Now this method is not giving you accurate output, or maybe it's giving you some wrong output. Now you don't know what where it's failing, like what is the issue. For that you need to debug your code and see that your values are passed to your method correctly, and it's performing accurate operation, addition operation, and it's giving you output in the given manner. Okay, let me write one method to perform addition of two numbers. Let's suppose I'm having this method to give me a second, method to add two numbers. Okay, so in this method we are passing two integer arguments, and we are returning addition of these two numbers. Okay, and you are calling this add methods from your application. Now this method is not giving you right output. Okay, or you can say expected output. Now and your application is too big, and you are not sure that like whether it's failing, whether you are not able to pass the correct values. Maybe you are passing something else and it is getting something else. Or another issue can be this operation is wrong. We are code written here is not correct. Okay, or there can be some ambiguity. Or third issue can be you are returning something else. Or fourth issue can be it is throwing some exception. Okay, let's suppose you are passing two numbers here, integer a and integer b. Now integer has one maximum length, right? And you are trying to perform a multiplication here. Okay, and sorry. Now you are trying to perform multiplication here, and there is some exception. Okay, let's suppose we are having division method. Okay, to understand it better, let's suppose we are having division method, and we are passing a as 1 and b as 0. Now if we try to divide 1 by 0, it will give us right arithmetic exception. Now this code is throwing arithmetic exception. Okay, not divided by 0. So in this case, how we will know that exception is occurring at which place, what is the reason? Okay, for that we need debugging. In debugging, we will execute our code line by line, and we can see the output of these a and b variables at runtime. And if you want to modify any value at runtime, you can do that. Okay, now you can say debugging is a process to execute your code step by step to fix errors or failures in your code. Now second benefit, you can say you can modify your code at runtime. Okay, let's suppose you are having some statement of integer a is equal to 10. Now you want to in debugging you want to see the behavior of your application if you change it to some other value, maybe 50. Okay, if you are debugging your code, you can achieve this thing. Okay, and third benefit is I think I hope that you guys know that if we are having multiple statements. Okay, this is our statement 1, let's suppose we are having one main method. So let me define, you can rerun the code again. Okay, let's suppose you are having a main method, right? In your main method you are having statement 1, statement 2, let me put statement 2, statement 3, statement 4. And let me tell you one thing, if you execute your program, C# compiler will execute statement 1 first, and then it will move to statement 2, it will execute statement 2, then it will move to statement 3, it will execute statement 3, then control will move to statement 4. Okay, this is a sequential order. Now if you directly execute your code, you cannot go back to previous lines. Let's suppose your control is at line number 3. Okay, you cannot move back your control to line number 1. But using debugging, if your control is at line number 3, you can move the control back to line number 1. Okay, so as per my knowledge that I'm sharing with you, these are the benefits of debugging. First is you can fix your errors or failures or any crash in your system by debugging your code. Okay, second thing benefit is you can modify your code at runtime. If you have to modify some variable value, and if you want to see the application behavior, and you want to assign some value to some variable, right, and want to see that like how your application is behaving, in that case you can modify the value at runtime. Okay, and the next benefit is you can rerun, you can shift your control. Okay, like I told you, you are having multiple statements. If your statement 2 is executed, you can move back your controller to statement 2 again. I will show you these benefits practically from Visual Studio. Okay, so let me launch Visual Studio. So I am having one console project here. Name is demo application. Project name is demo application, and I'm having one program.cs file that is default file provided by console application. So let me create one console.writeline statement here to check that this project is working fine. How to debug in Visual Studio. Let me run this program to see that it's working fine. Okay, so it's printing how to debug in Visual Studio. That means this is working fine. Now how to do debugging in Visual Studio. Okay, so let me take one scenario to understand what are the benefits of debugging. Another benefit is benefit number 4 is you can see the value of your objects or variables. You can see the processed values of your variables or objects. Okay, so let me show you one demo. Let's suppose we are having two variables, integer a, comma, a is equal to 10, integer b is equal to 20. Okay, now we are performing addition of these numbers, is equal to a plus b. Okay, now we want to see the value of c at runtime. Okay, how can we do that? So for that we need to put a breakpoints here. Okay, now how to write breakpoints here? Before putting breakpoints, if we execute this program right now, it will just execute your program without any interruption. It will not stop until it will get completed or there is some runtime exception. Now if you want to control the execution of your project, then you need debugging. Okay, you can do it in debug mode. First of all, let me execute this program and see that it will not stop until it gets completed or there is runtime error. Have a look. So it's get completed. Let me print C. Let me print the value of C. Result is okay. So if I just execute control F5 or 5, it will complete the execution of the program without any interruption. However, it's printing how to debug in Visual Studio, and it's a printing result here. Okay, and it's not stopping anywhere. Now if we have to execute this program in a controlled manner, and we want to execute this code line by line, I want to control that it's executing line number 13, line number 14, or line number 15, 16, 17, 18. How can we do that? Okay, for that we need breakpoints. Now what is a breakpoint? It's you can say breakpoint is a point at which your controller will stop, okay, when you run your program. Now how to put breakpoints in your Visual Studio? You can put breakpoints by right clicking on this particular line. Let's suppose I want to put breakpoints. First of all, let me mention what are the various ways to put breakpoints. Ways to put breakpoints. Okay, first way is you can use you can press F9. Okay, so if I want to put breakpoint at line number 15, so I can press F9. It will put a breakpoint here. You are seeing this red dot here. Okay, this red dot stands for your breakpoint. If it's visible here, that means there is a breakpoint. And if you want to remove the breakpoint, just put your cursor at line number 15 and press F9 again. So it will remove the breakpoint from here. Okay, and so F9 is the shortcut to put breakpoint here. And next way is you can right click on this line and click on breakpoint and click on insert breakpoint. Okay, similarly you can right click again, click on breakpoint, click on delete breakpoint. Okay, so you can you put breakpoint using F9. Second way is right click on particular line, and third way is you can double click on the line number. Now if you want to put breakpoint at line number 15, okay, you can double click here. Okay, you can double click in this gray area. Yeah, are you seeing this gray shade area? So let's suppose I want to put breakpoint at line number 18. So you can click in this particular gray area in front of line number 18. Okay, you need to double click here. Now if you want to remove breakpoint from here, you can double click on this dot and it will remove the breakpoint. Okay, similarly, so this is the way to put breakpoints in your Visual Studio. So now let me show you the debugging. So let me put breakpoints at line number 15 and at line number 18. Okay, so so we will press F5 to run this program in debug mode. Okay, so you can see from here, have a look, it's saying F5 start debugging. Okay, you can click on this option or you can press F5. So I am pressing F5 to start debugging. So have a look. So it is launching console. So our first statement is we are not having breakpoint at line number 13. So that's why it directly jumps to line number 15. It already executed the line number 13 and 14. Okay. Now if you want to see the output of line number 13, you can see this on console. Okay, how to debug in Visual Studio. Now controller is at line number 15. Okay, and if you press F5 again, it will stop at line number 18. Let me press F5 again. Have a look. It's executed line number 16 and 17 without any interruption, and it stopped at line number 18 because we are having a bug point here. Okay, so if you just press F5 in your program, it will continue executing your program until it will get a breakpoint in your program. Okay, so in our application we are having breakpoint at line number 15, at line number 18. So it stopped at line number 15 and 18. Okay, so let me press F5 again. So it got completed. So let me put some console segments to understand. Okay, write line. I will just write line number. We are just type at line number 15, and we'll just type again line number 16, line number 17, line number 18, line number 19. Okay, line number 20. Now I will show you how to put breakpoints. So I will put breakpoints at line number 15 and 19. Okay, so we are putting breakpoints at line number 15 and 19. Now if I press F5 in this Visual Studio, it will stop at line number 15. Okay, and at line number 15, if I press F5 again, then it will stop at line number 19. Okay, let me show you the demo. So I will press F5 from my keyboard. So have a look. The controller is at line number 15, and it skipped line number 13 and 14 because it got executed. Now if you want to see the output of this line number 13, you can just launch this console and have a look. It's showing output of line number 13. How to debug in Visual Studio. Okay, now if I press F5 again, controller will stop at line number 19 and it will execute line number 16, 17, 18 without any interruption. Okay, let me show you. Let me press F5. Let me launch these parallelly to understand it better. Okay, now I will press F5 in my Visual Studio. It will stop at line number 19 and it will print output of line number 16, 17 and 18 on our console without any interruption. Let me press F5. Have a look. It's printing line number 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, without any interruption or console. That means line number 15, 16, 17 and 18 got executed without any interruption. Okay, now control is line number 19. Now if I press F5 again, it will complete the execution because we are not having any breakpoint after line number 19. Okay, so let me press F5 again. It will just complete the execution and it will close the console. So let me show you again. Okay, so now I just show you uses of F5. Okay, let me launch another file to understand. So we have used F5 to execute in debug mode. Okay, now I will tell you uses of F10. Okay, so till now we have seen that if we press F5, it will start executing your code until unless there is a breakpoint. Okay, and it will stop at breakpoint. Now if we have to execute these lines one by one, okay, I want to see the control at line number 13, line number 14, line number 15, line number 16, line number 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, if we want to execute the code in line by line, one way is we can put breakpoints at each line. Okay, we can put breakpoint at each line, and when we press F5, it will stop at each line. This is not a good idea. If you want to execute this main method line by line, you can just put a breakpoint at the starting. Now when you press F5, your control will stop in this main method. Okay, now to execute lines 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 line by line, you can use F10 shortcut key. Okay, that is called step over. Okay, so let me show you demo. So in this example, I am having breakpoint at line number 13. If I press F5 here, have a look. Right now control is at line number 13. Okay, so we are not having breakpoint at line number 15 to 21. So if I press F5 here, it will just complete the execution of our program and it will close the console. Okay, but we want to execute further lines by line. Okay, for that you can use F10 from your keyboard to execute these lines line by line. Okay, to do that, just press F10. It will execute your line number 13 and it will move the control to your next line. Okay, so now our control is at line number 15 and you can see the output of line number 13 in console. Okay, now I will press F10 again. It will execute the line number 15 and output of line number 15 is at console. Okay, now I will press F10 again. It will execute the line number 16 and output of line number 16 is at console. Okay, and I will press F10 again. It will execute line number 17 and it will print the output of line number 17 in console. Similarly, I will press F10 again. It will execute line number 18 and will print the output of line number 18 to our console. Okay, and I will again press F10 and it will print the output of line number 19 to console. Okay, I will press F10 again. It will print the output of line number 20 to the console. Now I can press F5 to complete the execution of the program. Okay, so F10 is called step over. If you want to execute your program line by line, single line at a time, then you can use step over command and you can execute this F10 from here also. So this is called step over. If your shortcut is not working in your Visual Studio, so you can use these options from this debug menu. Okay, click on this debug menu and you are having option here, step over. Okay, so if you want to execute your lines line by line, you can use step over command, F10 command. Now the next shortcut is, or you can say next command is F11. This is called step into. Okay, to understand difference between F10 and F11, I have to create one method or you can say function in our Visual Studio. So we will just remove these console.write commands and I will create one add two numbers method in our class. Okay, so let me create public static integer add two numbers. Okay, and I am having two arguments here, integer a comma integer b, and I will calculate the sum of these numbers in this method. Integer sum is equal to a plus b. Now I will return this sum. Okay, now I want to debug this method. Okay, let me put breakpoints in this method. Let me call this method from our main method. Add two numbers. We will pass value here 10, 20. Okay, and integer sum is equal to, and we will print the sum here. Sum of two numbers is okay. So we will just put breakpoints here also. Now let me press F5 here. So guys, I think you guys are aware that main method is the entry point for your console application. As I told in the last session, if you are not aware about that thing, you can search on Google like what is main method, why we have main method in console applications, and this functionality is same for C#, Java, maybe some other language, in C++ also. Main method is the entry point for your application. Okay, so whenever you run your program, it will start execution from your main method here. Okay, so first statement is it is calling add two numbers method and passing 10, 20 here. Okay, so we are having breakpoints in this method. So let me press F5. Now have a look. Control is at line number 13. Line number 18 is calling add two numbers method, and control is shifted to line number 13. And now if you want to see the values of passed to this method, okay, what values are passed to this method, you can just mouse over to this variable. Have a look. You can just move your mouse over to this variable, and you can see the output. You can see the value assigned to this variable. Okay, similarly you can just move a mouse over to B variable, and you can see that 20 got assigned to B variable, and you can again move to A variable, and you can see the value of A. Okay, now we will use F10 to execute line number 13. Now if you want to see the output of sum, right, what is the actual value of this addition operation, so you can just move mouse over to sum, and you can see the output here. Sum is equal to 30. Okay, now this is returning 30. I will press F10 again. Have a look. So control is now moved to line number 18. Now this sum value is assigned to this sum variable. Have a look. It's showing. You can just mouse over to this sum variable, and it's showing 30. Okay. Now it will print this 30 here. Okay. So it will just print 30 as sum of two numbers. Okay, let me show you. Have a look. It's printing sum of two numbers. I just executed. I used Control F5 to see the output. Sum of two numbers is 30. Okay. Now our point was we have to see the difference between F10 and F11. Okay. What is the difference between step over and step into? For that we need to move breakpoints from this method. Add two numbers. Okay. So let me press F5. So guys, at line number 18, if I press F10, okay, control will not jump to this line number 13. Okay, if I press F10 here, that is called step over. If I press F10 here, control will not move to line number 13. It will execute the code in the backend. Okay, you will not see that it's executing line number 13 and 14. Let me show you. I'm pressing F10 here. Have a look. So value of sum is 30. That means it called add two numbers method, passed two values a comma b, and it returned the sum of these numbers. Okay, we are not able to see the execution of add two numbers method. This is the power of step over. Okay, so that means step over means it will not jump into this method. It will not go into details of this method add two numbers. It will execute it and it will provide you the output of this method. Okay, so this is step over. Now let me show you the power of step into. Okay, let me complete this. Let me run this again. Let me rerun this again. I will press F5. Now we are at line number 18. Now I will show you the power of this step into. Okay, now at line number 18 it will call add two numbers method. Okay, this is the add two numbers method. If I press F11 here, step into here, the control will be moved to line number 13. Okay, let me press F11. Have a look. So control is at line number 12 and 13. Okay, you can see the control here. So this is called step into. If let's suppose you are calling some method from your Visual Studio, at line number 18 I am calling add two numbers method. Okay, and at line number 18 if you press F10, okay, then it will not jump into your add two numbers method, but if you press F11 the control will jump to your line number 13 and 14. It will jump into your method. Okay, that's why it's called step into. Okay, now if you want to execute these lines and if you want to see the values of a and comma b or value of sum, you can see here. Okay, so this is the benefit of step into. Okay, so these are the major terminologies used in debugging. F5 to execute your code project in debug mode, F10 to execute your code using step over. You can use F10 to execute your code line by line. Okay, and if you want to if you don't want to jump into this particular method like I show you, okay, if you don't want to jump into execution of this add two numbers method, you don't want to see the details in this method, then you can use F10 step over. But if on the other side, if you want to jump into this particular method, then you can use F11. Okay, so if you want to see the values in your debugging, you can use mouse over. You can just move your mouse over to this particular variable. It will show you the value of this particular variable. Now we are passing 10 comma b, so value of sum is 30. Okay, now you can see that it's showing sum 30. Okay, and similarly when now after completion of add two numbers, control will move back to line number 18. Okay, now it will assign the sum value to this sum variable. Okay, now the value of sum is 30 30. Now it will print 30 here. Okay, so let me show you from console. It will print 30 here. Okay, have a look. It's showing sum of two numbers is 30. Okay, so this is like these are the shortcuts to perform debugging in Visual Studio. F5, F10, F11. Okay, so when we started debugging topic, I told you multiple benefits. Okay, so first benefit is this is a process to execute your code step by step to fix errors and failures in your code. Okay, I showed you how to execute your code step by step or line by line. Okay, now the next benefit is you can modify your code at runtime. Okay, let me show you demo of this. So we are having this application. Okay, so now we are passing 10 comma 20 here. Okay, so let me put a breakpoint here. If I press F5 here, so now control is at line number 13 and we have passed 10 comma 20 to these variables. Okay, we have assigned 10 value to variable A and 20 value to variable B. Okay, now if you can see A is having 10 and B is having 20. Okay, so let me show you. So have a look. A is having 10 value and B is having 20. Okay, now let's suppose I want to update the value of A to 20. Okay, how can we do that? if we in debug mode you can do that. Okay, if let's suppose I am right now a is having 10 value, I want to modify to 20. Okay, you can just click here, click in this area, and you can just replace 10 to 20. Okay, and press enter. Now have a look, value of a is 20 and the value of b is 20. Okay, now using debugging you can modify the value of any variable at runtime. Okay, now if we calculate if we execute this statement, sum of these numbers will be 40. Have a look. So it's showing sum 40. We are actually passing 10 comma 20. So originally we passed 10 comma 20. 10 got assigned to A and 20 got assigned to B. Okay, but using debugging we modified the value of A to 20. Okay, now the sum of these numbers is 40, so it will return 40 to us. Okay, sum of these numbers is 40. Okay, so I will show you again. Let me press F5. So let me run this program again. So from here we are passing 10 value to A variable and 20 value to B variable. Okay, let me press F5. Now you can see using see the values of A and B using mouse over. See, value of A is 10 and B value of B is 20. Okay, so by default it will just return you sum of A plus B is equal to 30. Okay, 30. But we want to update the value of A to 50. Let's suppose I want to change the value of A from 10 to 50. Okay, 50. How can we do that? Just mouse over on A and just click here, click in this area and just replace this 10 to 50 and press enter. Okay, now see that value of A is 50 and value of B remains 20. Okay, now if we perform this addition operation, you will get result as 70. 50 plus 20 is equal to 70. Okay, and sum is equal to 70. Okay, now let me execute this method. Let me launch console. Have a look, sum of two numbers is 70. Okay, so this is the demo of this particular benefit. You can modify your code at runtime. Okay, now next benefit of debugging is you can rerun the code again. Okay, let me show you one demo to understand how can you rerun the code that is already executed. Okay, let me use the same demo again. Okay, so let's suppose in this method add two numbers, I am just adding some additional number to sum. Sum is equal to sum plus 10. Okay, and I'm having one more statement, sum is equal to sum minus 10. Okay, now if let me run this program to understand how can we rerun the executed code again. Okay, let me press F5. So now control is at line number 21. If I press F5, the control will be shifted to line number 13. Okay, have a look. Now control is at line number 13. Okay, so it will just add these two numbers A and B. Value of A is 10 and value of B is 20. Okay, now value of sum is 30. Okay, and at line number 14, it will add 10 more to your sum variable. Now the value of sum is 40. Okay, and let's suppose I want to just rerun this code again. I want to move back the control to line number 13 again. Okay, how can you do that? Now as I told you earlier, your C# compiler will execute your code in a sequence manner. Once it will execute your line number 13 and 14, it will not move back to your line number 13, 14. But in debugging, you can do that. While debugging your code, you can achieve that. Let's suppose control is right now control is at line number 15, and we want to move back control to line number 13. Okay, so you can just right click on this line number 13 and just click on set next statement. Have a look. Now control is at line number 13. Okay, it will recalculate this expression again. Okay, now it will execute it again. Have a look. The value of sum is 30. Okay, previously we were having value of sum is equal to 40, but we move back the cursor to line number 13 again. Okay, so it will execute the given statements again. Okay, so you can execute these statements, and you can just use right click on this particular line. Let's suppose I want to move back the control to line number 14. Okay, just click on line number 14, right click here, click on set next statement. It will move the control to line number 14 again. Okay, now it will start executing your code from line number 14. Okay, so this is the demo of this particular thing. You can rerun your code again. Okay, now next benefit, you can see the processed values of your variables objects. Okay, I already showed you this thing. In this particular method, we are adding two numbers a plus b, and we are assigning value to some variable. Okay, like we can see the values of a variable and b variable. Okay, you can just mouse over to some variable, and you can see the value of some variable here. Okay, and this you can just move mouse over to particular variable to see the output. Okay, now this is just a simple variable to see the value of some variable. Let's suppose you are having complex object. Okay, you are having JSON, some class object. To see the complete output, you can just launch immediate window. So this is immediate window, and okay, this is immediate window. Click on this immediate window and type this variable name here. Okay, and press enter. So it will print the output of this particular variable in this immediate window. Okay, let's suppose I want to see the value of a variable. Just type a here and press enter. Okay, now have a look, is printing 10 here. And similarly, I want to see the output of b variable. You can type b here and press enter. Okay, it's printing 20 here. Okay, so this is the benefit of immediate window. It will just print the value of this particular variable in your current function. Okay, in this current function we are having a variable, b variable, some variable. You can just type your variable name here. Okay, and press enter. You can clear this immediate window. Right click here, click on clear all. Now if I want to see the output of some variable again, just type some and press enter. It will just print you the output of some variable. Okay, so I think we have covered basic things about debugging. We have seen demos of all these benefits, line by line execution. We have seen how to modify the values of your variables at runtime. You can re-execute your code that is already executed, and you can see the processed value of your variables or objects. Okay, so guys, this is you can say this is demo of how to debug in Visual Studio. Okay, this is a very basic debugging. There are a lot of other debugging techniques and other ways to do debugging, but this is very basic debugging. You can start with this thing. You can fix your problem using debugging. Okay, and that's all about basic debugging. Maybe in next section we will cover more things in detail debugging. Okay, till now you can practice this type of debugging only. Okay, so these are the shortcuts to do debugging. F5 to execute your code in debug mode. You can use F10 to step over, and you can use F11 to step into. Okay, so that's all about debugging. This is very basic debugging, and if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.